Alrighty. Oops. Okay, let's start standing. Let's take a big breath in. Reach it up. Take it over to one side. Over to the other side. One more time each way. And then we'll circle it out. So we're going to mix things up today a little bit. I think we're going to start doing everything standing. And then we'll finish with all the floor work. Just bring our hands, do our elbow circles. It's going to get nice and warmed up. I think we're going to do the conditioning first. So you see what it feels like to do the exact same workout, but with everything in a different order. Stretch your arms out, roll your arms in the socket forwards and back. Thanks, we haven't done this one in a while. And then let your arms swing. Get that blood flowing through your arms, through the shoulder socket. Waking up the chest and back. Good morning, good morning. Good. Let's roll our shoulders. And let's look over one shoulder, over the other. Make sure you got the tension out of your neck. Go at the pace that works for you. And come back to center. Let's take our ear to our shoulder, ear to the other shoulder. Notice if you're pulling your shoulder up to your ear, we want to bring our ear down to our shoulder. Yeah, and you can absolutely use one hand to help enhance that stretch, pushing down with the other one. Let's try one more the other way. Oh, feels good. Okay. And leading with our nose, we're going to stretch that neck up and round that neck down. 2 more times. Unless it makes you dizzy, don't get dizzy on me. And the last one. Up and down. Hold it here. Bring your hands onto the crown of your head. Gently push down, but I also want you to push up with your head into your hands. And then release. Good. Let's come down to our hips. Popping it out side to side. And let's move into hula hoops. And reverse direction. Some figure eights. My knees and ankles are popping. I don't know why. And reverse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing it down to the knees, circling. I've missed doing this one. 5, 6, getting your ankles nice and warm, circling the other way. Taking time to really feel the edges around the outsides of your feet. Last one. Good. And then let's plant the ball of your foot in the floor and wiggle it side to side or make circles, whichever feels better for your ankle. Mix it up, do some combination of both. Make sure you're going in both directions. We're going to go for about 5 more seconds. Good. And let's switch sides. Planting the ball of your foot, checking out what it feels like to wiggle your heel side to side or to work on making full circles. Making sure you're going in both directions. Take your time here. Wake those ankles up. Go for about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's bring your feet under your hips. We'll keep working through the ankles, prancing it out. My feet are popping. The little bones in my feet are going pop, pop, pop. Go for 5 more seconds. 2, 1, and let's hug one knee up and the other knee up. So as slow as you need to hold your balance, or as fast as you want to if you can hold your balance. Try to round through your lower back. For a few more seconds. Pull it in. And let's turn that into butt kicks. So dynamic, pulling with the arms, keeping the upper body nice and warm, kicking your own butt. We're trying to, so one day I won't have to do it for you. There we go. Let's go for about 10 more seconds. Nice big movements. Good. And circle out that hip. 3, 4. And feet nice and wide, side to side. Gently, gently waking up that inner thigh. Should have gotten a clue by now. Somehow, I always seem surprised. How much can you stretch that inner thigh? And let's hold on one side and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 1, and up and over for 8, 7, 5, 4, 2, and 1. Back to center, one last set. Shoulder drops. Legs are still. You're braced against them. Giving your back one nice big stretch. One more each side. And roll it up. Nice, let's grab our loop bands. Yellow or green, we're gonna start with the arms. Everybody have them? Okay, let's roll our shoulders back and down. Pull the band apart. Just do little pulses. So I can pull with my arms. You can pull with your arms. Or you can see what it feels like to focus on squeezing your shoulder blades together. Also, it looks like you're pulling the band apart. Well, you are pulling the band apart. Think about initiating that movement from the back. Don't just mindlessly pulse. We'll get to that. This is your chance to focus on what your back muscles are doing. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Depending on your band, how tight it feels to you, you may be doing something that looks like you're not moving the band at all, and that's okay. It's what you're feeling. And so feel your back muscles working, and you're getting tired already. It's not a good sign. Okay, let's roll our shoulders, loosen it up again. We're gonna do little arm pulses. So little pulses against the band. This is all from the arm and the shoulder, and we're gonna lift up. Don't worry about what your shoulder blades are doing this time. Up and down. We're asking our delts and our rotator cuff to do the work this time. It's part of our warm-up. We're going to do this 2 more times, little pulses up. And down. And last one up. And down. Again, depending on your band, you may have more or less movement than I do, and that's okay. So we're going to pull apart and do some bicep curls. So this, I want your shoulder blades pinched together. That's what's holding the band apart. Arms and shoulders are helping. Working the biceps while you're working your back. They often go together, if you hadn't noticed. Back and biceps. Not that they're connected. Do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Starting with the band up at your chest. Protract your shoulder blades as you reach up, retract as you pull them in. And pull. Pull. Let's do 2 more. And then a little bit different than what we have been doing. We're going to grab the band and take an overhand grip. So it's not around our forearms anymore, or your wrists, or wherever it was. Take the band in front of your shoulders, pull apart. We're going to reach up, pull down behind your neck, reach, pull down in front. So a little different than what we've been doing. I want you to pay attention to not arching to make that happen. Stay stacked. If you can't come all the way down, that's okay. Two more, back and front, back and front. And because we did our biceps, we're going to quick do our triceps. So let's bring our hands into that stop sign position, hands up, band is around the 4 fingers, and we're going to pull like you're pulling back on a bow with an arrow in it. Don't shoot anything at me. Make sure you're angled away from your camera. Thank you. There we go. Again, it's what you're feeling, not how far your band is moving. The stationary arm is an isometric for your triceps. The moving arm is all about your shoulder blades and your back muscles. And let's switch sides. So set your arm, get the 4 fingers there, and start to pull. Shoulder blade pulls into your spine. The arm in front is braced and holding. Good. 8. Well, let's do 2 more. Let's take a heavier band. And it goes around the ankles. And we'll keep this one quick and light movements. And then we'll go into conditioning. So let's got your band. We can see if everyone's ready. We're set. Little squat. We're going 4 in one direction, 10 tap outs to the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Brace yourself. Outside leg goes 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's not how far you push the band, it's that light movement against the band. 3, 4. Everything is on that inside leg, outside leg taps. 10, 9, 8, 2, and 1. Nice work. Bring it down one more time. Out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Tapping back on an angle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Reset. Going back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back on an angle for 10, 9, 8. Okay. Let's take the band off. Timing is going to be interesting. I haven't tried to do the workout this way before, so but we've done it all forwards instead of all mixed up and backwards. And because it's time-based, I hope it's going to work. So we're going to start with our side step. We're going to do the same thing we did on Tuesday, where we did all 4 conditioning segments in sequence. Tuesday we started with Tuesdays and went to Thursdays. Today we're going to start with Thursdays and work our way back to Tuesdays. So we're gonna start with weights. We're gonna do our side step circle. So if you have no weights and you wanna do big arms, you're gonna get your heart rate up a little faster. With the weight, you wanna keep the movement much smaller because we don't wanna hurt your shoulders. So your choice, weights or no weights. No weights is a very big movement with your arms. No weight or with weight is very small movement. And we're gonna go for 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, just like we did on Tuesday. We go in 2, 1, off we go. The weight gets to be too much. Put it down. Make the movement a little smaller or put it down. We have 15 seconds left. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 15 seconds down. We're gonna go into our sumo squat with the oblique twists. And shame on me, I didn't get my watch going. There we go. Okay. We go in 3, 2, 1. Sink it down, bring it up, down, and twist it up. Your knee stays way out to the side. Try to keep it as nice and wide as you can. Remember, you're going at your own pace. Sink it down, come up, focus on form. Or you can go faster with good form and get your heart rate up. We have 3 seconds left. And evening it up. Beautiful work. Find a heavier weight if you have one. We're going to do our single leg deadlifts next. So this feels strange to you, it also feels strange to me. Here we go. So, reaching and reaching. Your back is nice and flat. Shoulders are down. Honor your balance. It's the quality of the movement. As we get stronger and better, we can do more. Some days our balance is off and you have to adjust, right? That might be me today. Might be you today. Find your balance. Do what you can. We have 10 seconds. And rest. So all this timed work, I call as many rounds as pretty. We're gonna come on the floor and do our plank to side plank. You can do it on an incline. You can do it from your knees. 45 seconds, the only time you have to do this. It's not the only side plank we're gonna do today, or the only plank, but the only one we're doing with this rotation. Make sure your hips are coming up, your feet are rotating fully onto their sides. I'm gonna see if I can see you. See the hand coming up in the air, it looks beautiful. Good job. Nice work. We have 10 seconds left. And rest. Whew. We'll take 1 full minute, or a minute and a half, we'll see how it goes. Grab a drink, roll your shoulders, swing your arms. You do you, do what you need. You need a stretch if you need a drink. We have another 35 seconds. So as many reps as pretty. Focus on your form. It's okay if we're all going different paces. We are not a synchronized aerobics class here. Focus on what needs to be focused on, and those are my cues for you. And I'll give you the time, but they have to be pretty reps. Absolutely have to be pretty reps. Let's go for another 15 seconds. We're going to start our next round with sledgehammers. Sledgehammers, you want the momentum. You're holding one end of a dumbbell and swinging. We're bracing with your abs, using the obliques a little bit, but using your abs to stop that movement. So swing as hard as you can and stop that movement. If you don't stop, you're going to fall over. Here we go. We'll go 20 seconds on one side. And breathe. Big exhale as you brace through those abs. Let's switch sides and around. More seconds. And rest. Okay. Going back to our lighter weights. We're going to do a squat with our lateral overhead reach. Let's sink it down, press it up, sink it down, press up. Going low, pressing high, hands above your head, above your heart. Makes your heart work harder. This is the conditioning. Heart's getting healthier and stronger. You can go as fast as you want if you've got the form. You get me breathing hard? I can't hear you, but I know you're breathing hard. That's what we want. And rest. Bring those weights down. 10 more seconds. We have chest press, lat pull. Let's rack the weights to start. Weights start off above your heart. Stack your ribs and your hips and squeeze and pull. Elbows stay 90 degrees. Looks good. No cheating. I catch myself. You want your elbows together and then pull down. Make those pecs work. We don't have a lot of chest work in this workout. Make it count. And down, 15 more seconds. Down, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down on the floor, no weights. We're setting up for our bridge to the overhead reach. Here we go. Lifting up and reaching. Make sure your feet are planted into the floor for that bridge as you reach. So none of this. I don't want to see your legs going all over the place. Press down, brace through your lower body. It's strong. Make it work. Get that stretch in the lats that we just worked. Five more seconds. And rest. Bring your knees into your chest. Make little circles with your back. We are going to take about a minute here and then move into our Tuesday conditioning sets. So grab a drink, have a stretch, work your way up to standing. Excuse me. There we go. We're gonna go in 10 seconds. We're starting with jump rope. Little bouncy movements. You don't have to come off the ground. You can come off the ground, but you don't have to come off the ground. So you can prance it out with your ankles. Let's get going. Get the arm movement going. You can be as bouncy and jumpy as you want. You can practice your double unders, imaginary ones. You can run it out. Just keep moving. You can just bounce your pants so your feet stay on the floor. Just work through your ankles and your feet. And that lower body to absorb shock. Create propulsion. 3, 2, and 1. Circle out your ankles. We are doing our W push-ups next. So down on the floor. We've got 6 of these again. So push-up position, reach, pull, reach, press. This is from your knees. Reach, pull, reach, press. That's from your toes. Reach, pull, press. I'm just going to alternate. Reach, pull, pull, reach, press, reach, pull, reach, press. Come into child's pose. That really was 45 seconds. Crazy. We go in 5 seconds back to standing with our squat jacks. And let's hit it. Low. Make sure you're switching your lead leg a little bit higher. And highest. Staying nice and low with your lower body. We have 10 seconds. And rest. Coming back down on the floor. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Bridge walkouts. Remember all the pressures in your feet. You're gonna lift up and walk. And walk it back in. And lower. Lower down between each one. The real hamstring burner. Back of the thigh on fire. Whew. Five more seconds. Make this last one nice and strong. Good. And hug your knees in. We've got about a minute and a half here. Check in that your back is happy on the floor. Get up, let's grab a drink. And then we have one more round of conditioning. We'll start with our high spins, the side steps to the crunch, and take it from there. We'll need some weights too. 30 more seconds. Heart rate should be coming down. You can always check and see. We go in 3, 2, 1. Shuffle, 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 crunch. Shuffle, 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 crunch. You can make it slow if you need to. Your ankles are cranky. You can pick up the pace if you're ready for it. This is always you do you. We're moving in a way that doesn't hurt our bodies, but we can still get our heart rate up. 15 more seconds. Three, 2, and 1. 15 seconds. Grab a weight, any size. We're going to do our figure 8 passes. Lunging forward, lunging backwards. Doesn't matter. As long as your legs are lowering you and you pass it. It's as many pretty lunges as you can do in this time. It's not a race, but in 45 seconds, I guarantee you're doing a lot more lunges than you'd be doing if we were doing strict sets and reps, at least in one set. So bear with it. It's okay if your heart rate's going up, it's supposed to. And rest. Okay. We have our row and fly coming up. So whatever weight you were using, find the match for that. Let's come into our hinge, where your hip muscles are holding you. Back is flat, row and fly. Row, fly. Nice. Nice. You guys look great. You have 15 more seconds. It's a lot of rowing and flying. Hope we're flying someplace wonderful. 3, 2, and 1. Let's rest. We'll come down on the floor. Then we'll stay on the floor. Okay, crisscross. Working the obliques, starting in tabletop. One shoulder peels towards the opposite knee, back down. Depending on you, you might find it more comfortable to keep your legs up. You might find it more challenging to keep your legs low. So we have 10 more seconds. But we're not crunching our neck, pulling with our arms, leading with the elbow, because we are done. Let's stretch ourselves out into a pencil stretch. Okay, let's go back to day 1 and work on our half Turkish get-ups. We'll do 2 on each side, which means you need 1 light to medium weight, something that gives you a sense of creating a post with your arm up to the ceiling. I'm going to use 5 pounds. And I'm gonna start with the weight in my right hand. If you're mirroring me, it's on the left, but I think if I'm gonna talk you through it, it's probably better to stay on the same side. So the weight's in my right hand, my right knee is bent. It's about 90 degrees. It's not pulled in because you need room for your leg to move. So we're gonna make a post with your right arm. Left arm and leg are out on an angle. Take a big breath in, and on the exhale, let's roll to your elbow. Keeping that weight up to the ceiling. Let's come up to your hand. You can keep your eye on the weight. And then we're going to come up into a half bridge. And then from here, we're going to lower ourselves down. Lower yourself onto your elbow. Don't collapse. And roll gently down back onto your back. That's one. From here, we're going to roll up again. For our second repetition, come up onto the hand. Lift up into that half bridge so you can get a stretch on your right side. Lower yourself down without dropping. Bring your elbow down and then roll yourself down. And we'll switch sides. So I've got my weight in the left hand. It's a post up to the ceiling. As you move through this, you might see your arm doing this waving thing. Try to control that. Brace and create as much tension as you can with your chest, your back, and your arm muscles. And keep it up to the ceiling as we roll up onto our elbow, up onto our hand, up into a half bridge. Gently lower your hip down, bring your elbow down, and roll it down. One more time. Ready? Inhale to prepare. Exhale, roll up onto that elbow, catch your breath. Come up onto your hand. That might be the easiest movement we do. And push your hips up as high as you can into that modified side bridge. Then lower your hips down. Bring your hands down and roll it all the way down. Nice. Let's put the weight down. Grab a drink if you need it. Let's take about 30 seconds. I could use a drink from all the talking I'm doing. Let's do our little yoga flow, and then we'll settle down on the floor and finish there with our floor workout. So maybe 10 more seconds. Five seconds. Okay, let's take a big breath in. Exhale, swan dive down. Walk out to a plank. And from here, we're going to pike up to a down dog. Take our left knee to the left elbow. Left leg up to the sky. Left foot to your left hand. All on the left, and then we're twisting to the left. Oh, that stretch feels good. Let's bring that arm down. Step it back. Hike up to your downward dog. Step your right knee to your right elbow. Right leg goes up to the ceiling. Then we take our right foot to the right hand and rotate. Come back down to your plank. One more time each side. Pick it up. Left knee to left elbow. Left foot up to the sky. Left foot to your left hand. And reach. Bring it down. Step it back. Last time through. Pick it up. Right knee to right elbow. Right foot to the sky. Right foot to your right hand. And twist. And bring it down. So on your hands and knees, we're not coming all the way down just yet. Find your balance beam. Challenge your Simone Biles. Inner Simone Biles. Here we go. We're going to do extend, crunch, extend, and switch 8 times. Ready? 8, crunch, extend and switch. 7, crunch, bring that elbow to your knee, extend and switch. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, crunch, extend and switch, extend, crunch, and switch. Come back into child's pose for just a few seconds. Let your back stretch. And I'll meet you on your sides. Quick change the camera. Give myself more room to move in. So nice comfortable position on the floor. Let's actually do a couple of things while we're here. Let's start with our bottom leg straight and bend the top leg up about 90 degrees. So your knee is 90 degrees, your hip is 90 degrees. And from here, we're going to try to touch your knee and your toe to the floor and then reach back. I want you to have your hand on your hips if you can. It's a little more wobbly. I want you to feel that you're not rocking forward and rocking back. This is an exaggeration. I want you to try to keep everything stacked perpendicular to the ceiling. Stretch through those rotator muscles. Make the movement happen without rolling your whole body. It's an isolation. And one more. Okay, stretching your legs together. Let's take the top leg and kick it back. So the top leg is still straight. It's just if you dropped it down, it would be behind your bottom leg. And from here, we're going to lift up. Bend that knee, bring it down behind your bottom leg. And we're going to lift up the bottom leg, rotating from the hip so your toes point down. We'll go for 10, 9, 2, 1. We're going to bring our legs together with your feet up above the ground. Snap them apart and together. 2, 3, both legs are working, both legs are moving, both movements. 3 more. 2, and 1. Let's come onto our backs. We've done a little bit of bridging. We're going to come into our bridge march. So hips, knees, and feet are all in alignment. And we're going to inhale to prepare, flatten the back, lift up those hips, and start marching for 20, 19, 18. Glutes are working super hard here. 14, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees in. If I was a break dancer, I would say pivot around and let's go to the other side, but we are not break dancers. So let's get up gently. Roll over onto side 2. If you're on the floor and I can't see you anyway, you could just turn your back to me. It's not a big deal. Okay. So here we are. We're going to start with our pelvic floor, those deep rotator muscles. So hip 90, knees 90. Keeping everything stacked. Try to bring your knee to the floor in the front and then the back. Front. Looks good. 9. Last one. Stretch your leg out straight. Kick it straight behind the bottom leg. And let's do 10 lifts here. And all in the hip. Bring your legs back together, lift them up. Let's go for 8 snaps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice work. Give yourself a hand and let's roll it over. We're going to come into our plank. We're going to hold it for a whole minute today. I'm going to face so I can see the clock. And let's go in 3, 2, 1. Oops, my feet are sliding. This could be interesting. It's hard to hold the plank when your feet slide. So from your knees, from your toes, if you've been doing it on your knees, hopefully you're on an incline and trying to do more and more from your toes. You guys are strong. Think about cinching a drawstring around your hips, keeping those lower abdominal muscles nice and tight. Making sure your ribs aren't sagging down to the floor, pull them up. You want your shoulders, your ribs, your hips stacked just like you are when we're standing. Almost there, 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rock back into child's pose. And we got everybody's favorite oblique V-ups. So actually, we're not reclining, we're up on our elbow. You could try it from the floor if you want. Angling your feet forward. We're going to stretch ourselves as long as we can. And then touch your hand to your shin. So we're going to go for 10, 9. Lift both legs if you can. You have to rock back onto your muscle, not on your hip bone. You rock back onto your butt cheek. But if all you can do is one leg, you're great. You're still getting that side crunch in. 2, last one. Let's go to the other side. So slouchy, you want to stay lifted if you can. Feet are angled forward, you're rocked back onto your butt cheek. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Coming onto your bellies. Let's stop here for just a second. Your hands outside your shoulders. Let's do a quick scorpion stretch. So let's lift up one leg, reach to the floor, come back down, take up the other side. Yeah, too far. I'm getting caught up in my weights. Here we go. And one more time each side. And then down on the floor, arms stretched out, a set of swimmers. So arms and legs lift up, and you're going to lower and lift the opposite arm and leg. Good. And when you're all done, rock back into child's pose. You're going to do quick side planks. And then stretch. Right? So see if you can do this from your toes. Feet staggered is fine, doesn't matter which foot's in front. Let's come up into our side plank, arm up or down, or here if you need it, without rolling forward. And let's do some dips. Or hold, your choice. Let's do 3 more. 2, And one. Come down gently, butt pivot around, and we'll go over to the other side. So setting up, feet staggered or stacked, doesn't matter. Come up into your side plank. You're in a nice straight line, feet to shoulders. And let's go for 10, 9, or just hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's start off sitting. For our stretching section, let's get the obliques stretching instead of seizing. And we'll come into our scissor Z-sit. Plant one arm. Let's reach across. Enjoy that stretch, enjoy that twist. For 3, 2, 1. Bring it out and let's go up and over. Your arm doesn't have to be a post. It can bend to give you a little bit more reach. And let's hold it. Oh, for another 3, 2, 1. And then let's see if we can make it dynamic. Reach. And pull. Good. Cross. And over. 2 more. Across. And over. Across. And over. Let's swing it around to side 2. So same thing, checking in with how both sides feel. One arm is the post, at least for reaching across. And we're gonna hold this for a few seconds. For a few breaths. See if you can keep reaching and twisting, reaching and twisting. And then let's come up and over. This time your arm that was a post can bend a little bit to give you more reach. And then let's go for 3 more dynamic. So reaching across, up and over. Across, up and over. Across, up and over. Good. Let's come down on our backs. Roll it down nice and gently. Hug your knees in. Make some little circles with your knees. Let's grab onto your big toes and come into happy baby. With every breath, see if you can flatten your back and relax it into the floor just a little bit more. One more breath and then let's try some ninjas. Okay, so from here, we're going to try to straighten one leg. Doesn't always want to go, does it? And now we've got our happy baby ninja. Bring that foot down, take the other foot up. Happy baby ninja the other way. Let's go 2 more times each side. Nice and gentle, don't force anything. If your knee doesn't straighten, it's not the end of the world. You're still getting a damn good stretch, I know. Because I can't quite get my knee straight and I am feeling a really good stretch. Focus on the stretch. And reach. If your legs start shaking, you're pushing yourself too far. There we go. And let's take our knees into tabletop, arms out to the side, and windshield wiper, side to side. Try to keep your knees together. Or close. They don't have to be touching. And then let's bring our feet on the floor and cross your, let's do left ankle over right knee. Let's butterfly that right knee. And then twist down to the side. Nice stretch on the front and the side of the hip, top of the IT band. You might feel the stretch going all the way down the outside of your leg. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Come back up to center and slide that knee over your right knee and hug both legs in. Twist a little bit to your right so your those deeper muscles we were working get a little bit of a stretch, or a lot of a stretch depending on how tight you are. We want to keep those muscles happy. And then holding onto your right leg with your right hand, slide that left ankle onto your left knee. Let's do a piriformis stretch. We're just adding this in. It doesn't quite flow, but it flows, if you know what I mean. It's not the same sequence that I would have done if I thought of doing this first. So we're going to pull the right leg with the right arm, push on your left thigh with your left hand. And see if you can get some pops in your spine. Loosen everything up. Feel like you've got even pressure on both sides. And then slowly come out of it, and let's switch sides. So we'll do it the correct sequence this way, or the better sequence, or my sequence, whatever. Butterfly that knee. Right knee is on the left, right ankle is on the left knee. That's the end of the workout. I'm mixing things up. Okay. And then let's twist down to the left. Let's get that IT band stretch. Front of the hip stretch. Could be the back of the hip stretch. All the way down your thigh stretch on the right. And then bring your legs back to center. Reach behind your left thigh with your left hand. Push or hold your right thigh with your right hand. And push, pull. Come into that piriformis stretch. We're focusing on stretching here, but by playing around with the angles of your legs, you can get a really better stretch. English is failing me this morning, sorry. And then bring that down, slide your right knee over your left knee, twist a little bit to your left, and let those muscles in your right hip have a nice stretch. Ooh, and it's 8:15 already. How did that happen? Let's come out of this. Bring your feet down. Let your knees go side to side, nice and easy. Check in with how everything is feeling. We'll do a pencil stretch and then we'll be done. So let's reach our arms overhead, stretch your legs nice and long. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Then hug your knees into your chest. And let's roll it up. Reach behind your thighs. Roll yourself up to sitting. And we're done. Great work today, and we'll see you again next week.